Very good morning, my dear students. In today's class, in history part, evolution of humans and society, the subtopic megalithic burial types will be discussed briefly. In page number 10, megalithic burial types. So how the people, buried the dead bodies, the people, those who are dead, those things will be discussed in this paragraph. The Iron Age is also known as megalithic. So the other name for Iron Age is also called as megalithic period, since people created burials with large stones. So they started burying the dead bodies with the use of large stones for the dead people. Within these burials, the skeletons or a few bones were kept inside that burial boxes. Few bones of the dead persons were placed along with grave goods. Grave goods in the sense it includes iron object. So iron object, carnelian beads, we can consider it as ornaments, and bronze object. So all this can be considered as a grave goods. So all this object will be kept inside that box for burying the dead bodies. Some of the burials do not have human bones. Some people, they don't use all these human bones to keep inside the burial boxes, and they have only the grave goods only. Grave goods in the sense iron objects, carnelian beads, so ornaments, and bronze object will be considered as a grave goods. So they may be called memorial burials. So this concept is called as memorial burials. What is the exact definition for grave goods? What are grave goods? So this you have to underline and mark, and you have to study. Grave goods are the objects placed in the burials along with the physical remains. So it will be placed along with the body, dead body. So those grave goods are called as iron objects, carnelian beads, as well as bronze object. So these are the object which is kept along with the dead body, can be considered as a grave goods. People may have believed that these would be useful in the afterlife. So they believed strongly that all these objects, grave goods will be helpful after the death for those, the dead peoples. So which is believed by those people. Egyptian pyramids also have similar artifacts. So the pyramids which is found in the Egypt can also have a similar artifacts which is consists of grave goods. Grave goods in the sense iron object, carnelian beads, as well as bronze object. And coming to the next paragraph, similar burials were also built in the early historic period. So like this, in the early historic period also the people started to bury the dead bodies, as well as in the Sangam age. The Sangam literature mentions the various burial practices of the people. So they did the burial activities in a different way. So all those were mentioned in the Sangam literature. The megalithic burials are classified as dolmens. So they are classifying into different categories. Number 1 is dolmens, and number 2 is cyst, 3 is menhir, and 4th one is rock cut caves, and at last urn burials. So these are the types they are classifying under megalithic burials. So these are the types they practiced to bury the dead bodies as well as the dead peoples. Also sarcophagus. So this is also one method which is followed by the megalithic people. The burial types of Kodakal in the sense we can also call it as umbrella stone, and Topikal, which is also called as ad stone, and Pathikal, which is also called as wood stone. So these can be found in the state Kerala. So you can found all this burial types in the Kerala state. So on the right hand side you can able to see 3 different kind of pictures. So this is the person Sir Robert Bruce Foote discovered the first Paleolithic tools in Chennai region at Pallavaram, and after that you can able to see here tools discovered by Robert Bruce Foote. So these are the stone tools which is discovered by this person, Sir Robert Bruce Foote. and this is a cave, Gudiyam cave near Chennai. So this you have to do it as a project work. I will tell you later. And coming to the next passage, so already we have seen in the previous passage that the megalithic burial activities has been classified into dolmens, schist, menhir, rock cut caves, urn burials as well as sarcophagus. Now dolmens will be looks like a table like stone structure were erected as funerary monuments. So it will be kept on all the four sides. Schist are stone enclosures buried under the earth. So schist are the kind of stone which will be kept under the earth. They were created by placing 4 stone slabs on the 4 sides, left hand side, right hand side as well as top and bottom. All the 4 sides they will be placing the stone slabs on the sides, one on the top of each other. So top of each other there will be one, the single stone will be kept. The schist and dolmens have openings. So all the stone will have a opening which is called as a portholes. So this you have to underline. So which can be asked in 1 mark question. And what is urns? So it is a kind of pottery jars, made up of a pot and were used for burying the dead bodies. And at last sarcophagi is a burial receptacles made up of terracotta. So it is a kind of a thing which is used to bury the dead people. They sometimes add multiple legs, and menhirs are pillar like. So menhirs are considered as a pillars. It looks like a stones erected as part of the burials or memorials. So you can find in the books also. So later I will tell you for doing the project work. And now exact definition for potholes. What is meant to be potholes? Potholes are holes, so where you can find the hole, found in the schist as well as dolmens on one side. So only in the one side you can able to find the holes. They may have acted as the entrance to the burials. So that potholes can be considered as a entrance. So if you want to worship or if you want to visit that particular burials, all those things, you have to go under this entrance. There is a view that they were meant for the movement of the soul or spirit. So those scholars believed that it is meant for the movement of the soul to go through that hole. So that is why it is called as a potholes. So which can be seen in the dolmens as well as schist on the one side. So in the next page, in page number 11, you can able to find the pictures of different megalithic period burial types. The first one is a menhir. So this is a kind of a burial type. So they will be placing only one stone, the big stone. So this is one kind, and after that an urn covered with lights in Adichanallur. So this can you find in the Adichanallur. And next one is a stone circle with menhir and the capstone. So this is also one type, and this is sarcophagus. So where the dead bodies will be kept inside these boxes. And dolmens. So dolmens will have a opening like this. They believe that through this hole the souls can come out. Again the souls can go inside. So they believed like that and they kept the hole here. This hole is considered as a pothole. So this type of megalithic burial is dolmen. And this one is schist, which is you can find in Kerala state, Kodumanal. And Kodakal. So this is also found in Kerala. And Topikal. So this is also a type of burial type. And at last Pathikal, which is also found in the Kerala state. Now the menhirs may have been erected for the heroes in the Iron Age. So during the Iron Age period, this kind of burial type have been erected for the worshipping the heroes in the Iron Age. The tradition of hero stones might have begun in the Iron Age. So this type of tradition, hero stones might have been begun in the Iron Age or even before also. So they are not sure about it. So this tradition can be during the Iron Age or even before. And the next subtopic, agriculture and pastoralism. The people in the Iron Age practice agriculture. So during the Iron Age, the people started to make agricultural activities. They domesticate cattle and sheep, and some of the groups were hunting and gathering. So some people were existed in agricultural activities. Some people did domesticated cattle and sheep, all those things, and some of the groups were hunting and gathering. So they went to the forest and hunting the wild animals as well as collecting the fruits, all those things from the forest. Millets and rice were cultivated. So because of this agricultural activities, millets as well as rice were cultivated. Irrigation management developed. In this period, since many of the megalithic sites are found nearby rivers and tanks, so all this megalithic period as well as sites have been found with the evidence nearby the rivers as well as the tanks. In the deltaic regions, irrigation as a technology had developed. They started to irrigate, as well as evidence of rice is seen in the megalithic sites. So in Adichanallur, you can able to found this kind of activities which was held in the megalithic period. So Adichanallur in Thoothukudi district, as well as you can found this kind of activities, agricultural activities of megalithic period in Porundal, a place called Porundal near Palani. Coming to the next subtopic, Iron Age society and polity. The Iron Age society had forming communities. They started to form communities, pastoralists as well as hunter gatherers, craft specialists, potters and blacksmith. Blacksmith in the sense the people who repair things, stone made tools, all those things were the professionals during this period. So there were hunter gatherers, craft specialists, potters as well as blacksmith also were the professionals during this period. The society had several groups of people, tribes. The size of the burials and the variations found in the burial goods suggest the existence of numerous social groups as well as their diverse practices. So because of those evidence, you can conclude that the size of the burials as well as the variation which was found in the burial goods suggest as well as conclude the existence of numerous social groups. Different kinds of people were practiced, diverse practices in this period. Some of them seem to have had organized chiefdoms as a leader, monarchy, under one person the people will follow. Cattle lifting leading to wars. They were started to encourage cattle lifting, which leads to wars as well as encroachment. Encroachment in the sense unwanted activities. Also expansion of territories. The new territories have been formed, had also started taking place in this period. So which was happened in megalithic period. And what is pottery exactly? Pottery is an important evidence found in the archaeological sites. So archaeological is a department who can analyze about the human prehistoric period. So pottery, in this pottery is a kind of important activity which was found as an evidence in the archaeological site. The Iron Age as well as Sangam Age people use the black and red colors to make blackware as well as redware potteries. The pot were made in red color as well as in black color. Potteries were used for cooking. For cooking purpose they use this potteries, and for storing the things, fruits, vegetables, all those things, storage and dining purposes. The black and redware pottery has a black inside and a red outside with lustrous surfaces. Lustrous in the sense very polished surfaces. So inside there will be a black in color, outside the pottery will look in red color. The outer surface will be very lustrous. Lustrous in the sense very polished manner. And in next page number 12, so you can see the potteries. So this is they used in this period. You can see inside the pot the color which is in black color, outside of the pot it is very polished one and it is in red color. So this kind of pottery things you can able to find in Adichanallur. And this is the iron sword so which is used for the wars, and dagger in Adichanallur, bronze vessels, so this is considered as a bronze vessel to keep the food as well as to cook all those things from burial as well as Auravali, Puducherry. Coming to the next paragraph, iron technology and metal tools. How they started to make tools with the use of iron as well as metals. The megalithic burials have abundant iron objects. So in this period, they found most of the iron objects placed in the burials as grave goods. They used these iron goods as a grave goods to keep it inside the burials. Weapons such as swords as well as daggers, axes which is used to cut the trees, chisels, lamps and tripod. So all these tools were made up of iron. All these tools can able to find in this period. Some of these objects were after to wooden or bone or horn handles are used. So to handle this tools, so as a handler they used bones, sometimes wooden things as well as horn handles for using these tools. The iron tools were used for agriculture. All these tools were used for doing agricultural activities, for cultivating the grains, hunting purposes and gathering and in battles. Battle in the sense during the war also they used all these tools. Bronze bowls, vessels with stylish finishing, decorated with animals and birds. Bronze mirrors as well as bells have also been found. So all these tools were found this period, which is iron technology or megalithic period. So up to this particular chapter in history, chapter 1, evolution of humans and society getting over. So let me recap everything quickly. The history of humans is intimately linked with the history of the earth. So human history is related to the history of the earth. The earth surface originated around 4.54 billion years ago. This is one point. The second point is the ancestors in the sense the prehistoric humans who lived in almost 4.54 billion years ago are called as ancestors of human. They called hominians appeared about 5 to 7 million years ago. Although people gave divine explanations for the origin of humans, science believes in the theory of human evolution from the great apes. So the human arrived from the called great apes, which is a monkey type. Humans began to domesticate animals. They started to domesticate animals at home and they started to cultivate crops. The agricultural revolution led to many changes. So this kind of agricultural revolution, it leads to many changes. Humans lived in permanent houses. They started to live in one place permanently. They made pottery, and with the surplus production also they developed various crafts, handmade crafts also they made. The next point is the earliest evidence of humans is available in Tamil Nadu around 2 to 1.5 million years ago. So you can find the evidence of humans in Tamil Nadu around 2 to 1.5 million years ago. The Middle Paleolithic culture is found in some parts of Tamil Nadu. So only in some part of Tamil Nadu you can able to find the evidence for the Middle Paleolithic culture. About the Mesolithic people lived in all the areas of Tamil Nadu, you can easily find all those evidence. And Neolithic culture, which is very limited to the northwestern part of Tamil Nadu. So this kind of culture or evidence you can able to find only in the northwestern part of Tamil Nadu, which is called as Neolithic culture. The Iron Age, which is also called as Megalithic period, saw further expansion of people in various cultural zones. The foundation of subsequent Sangam age was laid during this age. So during this Iron Age only, the foundation of subsequent Sangam age was laid. And the last point is iron tools were used in agriculture. So after designing the tools with the use of iron, the people started to use for agriculture. Let me complete the exercise part in page number 12 in your textbook. First Roman, choose the correct answer. Dash is genetically closest to humans. The correct answer is chimpanzee. Option B is the correct answer. And question number 2 in page number 13. The period called dash marks the beginning of agriculture and animal domestication. The correct answer is Neolithic. Option C. Third question. Direct ancestor of modern man was dash. The correct answer is option C, Homo sapiens. Question number 4. Dash refers to the area covering Egypt, Israel, Palestine and Iraq. The correct answer is option B, Fertile Crescent. And question number 5. Sir Robert Bruce Foote, a geologist from England, first discovered dash tools at Pallavaram near Chennai. So he discovered Paleolithic tools. Option B is the right answer. Question number 6. So they have given 4 statements. So you have to find the correct statement in this 4. The first statement is, the period before the introduction of writing is called prehistory. The second statement, the prehistoric people developed language, made beautiful paintings and artifacts. Third statement is, the prehistoric societies are treated as literate. And fourth statement is, the prehistoric period is called ancient. So out of this 4 statement, first statement and fourth statements are correct. So you have to mark the answer as C. So C, option C is the right answer. First statement and fourth statement are correct. And question number 7, the same pattern. First statement is, the Neolithic people used polished stone axes called cells. The second statement is, evidence of Neolithic villages found at Payamballi in Chennai district. Statement number 3, the cultural period that succeeded the Neolithic is called the Bronze Age. Fourth statement, the period that witnessed domestication of animals and cultivation of crop is called Mesolithic. So out of this 4 statement, only first statement is correct. So option A is the right answer for question number 7. And question number 8, they have given assertion as well as reason. So you have to find the correct answer in this. Assertion is, many of the Mesolithic sites are found nearby rivers and tanks. So this is the assertion. And the reason is, irrigation management developed during Mesolithic period. So for this, option D is the right answer, because assertion as well as reasons both are incorrect. So option D is the right answer. And coming to the second Roman, fill in the blanks. First question, hand axes and cleavers are the important tool types of the dash culture. So you have to write as Proterozoic, P-R-O-T-E-R-O-Z-O-I-C. So this is the correct answer for first fill up. The second question, the methods and techniques involved in the production of stone tools are called dash technology. The methods and techniques involved in the production of stone tools are called dash technology. The technology is called as low Paleolithic. So low Paleolithic is the answer for second fill up. And question number 3, dash is known as the Middle Stone Age as it is placed between the Paleolithic and Neolithic. The correct answer is lithic, L-I-T-H-I-C. And coming to the third Roman, find out the correct statement. So the first statement and the third statement, A and C are the correct statement. You have to make a tick. And coming to the next page, number 14, second statement alone, it is correct. So option B is the right answer. And moving to the fourth Roman, match the following. First one, paleoanthropology. So the correct answer is the study of the human ancestors is the correct match. And the second one, hand axe tools. The correct answer is Acheulean. Images on stone and bone. The correct answer is Venus. Red and dunes. Terrace is the correct answer. Stone artifacts of small size. The correct answer is microliths. So the order is 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. So this is the order you have to mark for the match the following. 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. And coming to the fifth Roman, answer the following briefly. Question number 1. Discuss the age of speculation made humans become conscious as well as knowledgeable. So the answer is in page number 2. So take page number 2 and mark, which is in the left hand side, the age of speculation. In that, from the beginning, humans are the only species on the earth concerned with understanding as well as explaining the world and the universe. In the course of evolution, humans became conscious and knowledgeable. They turned curious and began to think and ask questions about nature, organisms, and the world around them. So this is the answer for question number 1. And for question number 2, write a note on the impact of pastoralism on the prehistoric people in Tamil Nadu. So the correct answer is in page number 11. So in page number 11, left hand side, agriculture and pastoralism. In that, from the first line, first point, let me tell you, the people in the Iron Age practiced agriculture, domesticated cattle and sheep. This is first point. The second point, from line number 3, some of the groups were hunting and gathering. So this is second point. And third point, millets and rice were cultivated. And fourth point, from the bottom in that paragraph, third line, evidence of rice is seen in the megalithic sites like Adichanallur in Thoothukudi district and Porundal near Palani. So these are the 4 points you have to write for question number 2. And question number 3, list out the features of megalithic burial types. So the answer is in page number 10, left hand side, megalithic burial types. The Iron Age is also known as megalithic. That is the first point you have to write. After writing that, you have to write, specify the features. From the third line, within these burials, the skeletons as well as few bones of the dead persons were placed along with grave goods including iron objects, carnelian beads and bronze object. That is the second point. And third point, some of the burials do not have human bones and they have only the grave goods. And last point is, they may be called as memorial burials. So all this 3 points you have to write for question number 3. And question number 4, examine the tool making technical skills of lower Paleolithic people. So the correct answer is in page number 7, right hand side, last paragraph. From the beginning, hand axes and cleavers are the important tool types of the lower Paleolithic period. These tools fitted with the wooden and bone handle were used for cutting, piercing as well as digging. So this is the answer for question number 4. So after marking all this, all the answer the following briefly. All those 4 questions you have to write in your classwork. So after writing, you have to report to me. So after the reopening or after the parents, during the parents meeting, you have to report to me. And after the completion of this chapter, so we'll moving on to the economics part, chapter 2, so which is in page number 293, employment in India and Tamil Nadu. So that particular chapter will be discussed briefly in upcoming classes. So let me give a learning objectives alone. So after the completion of this chapter, you will be able to understand and know the employment structure in India. Number 1. Number 2 is understanding the organized as well as unorganized sector. Third one, understanding the distinction between public sector and private sector. And you will be understanding the changing employment pattern nowadays in India. And at last, you will be able to understand as well as appreciate the case study format. So all these learning objectives will be discussed in the upcoming class. In economics part, unit 2, employment in India as well as in Tamil Nadu. So after listening to this video session, complete the assignment without fail. Thank you.